Hello, my name is Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software. I want to talk to you about the GDPR and data breaches. Now, before we get started, though, I do want to point out, if you look down below, you can subscribe. I've got a lot of information coming out on GDPR, a whole bunch of new stuff coming out. And so if you want to keep up with what's happening, please subscribe to me now. So the GDPR and data breaches, there's a lot going on with this and a lot to talk about. Now, the GDPR itself has a requirement that you've got a 72-hour window in which you are required to report any kind of data breaches that you've had, whether it's an accidental breach, whether you've been hacked. If something has happened that takes the data offline or exposes it in an unauthorized fashion, you've got 72 hours to report it. Otherwise, you are in violation of the law and you start to get into problems there. Yeehaw, 72 hours. Now that means that you're going to have to start setting up monitoring and configurations on your systems to ensure that you've got things in place so that you can track it and keep going with what's happening there. The fact of the matter is that GDPR and GDPR style laws have accelerated everyone's awareness and reporting on these types of violations. What we're seeing here is that there's been a new study came out. May 25th, the GDPR went into effect. Cool, yay. There has been a 75% increase in data breaches. 75% increase in data breaches reporting within the UK. Now, I suspect you're going to be seeing the same kind of thing all over the rest of the EU, but that's 2,000 in the last year compared to 292 in the previous year. Holy moly, that's a giant leap. Now, the emails sent to the incorrect address, 447. Faxes containing personal information, 441. Lost or theft of personal records, 438. 102 cases of unauthorized access. And healthcare data representing 1,200 of the 2,000 cases. Wow. My gosh, guys. Now, the fact of the matter is that there has been a number of punishments on privacy and stuff, but none out of the GDPR yet. There hasn't been any prosecution. There hasn't been any law cases. We've not yet seen the GDPR delivering on these things. But it's got to be coming because we've got, this massive increase. France got 37% more than before. Ireland saw a 65% increase. We're seeing more and more complaints coming in. At some point, this will turn the corner, and we will then begin to see the enforcement occur from, all the violations within the GDPR. So we have to get on top of this stuff now to ensure that we are monitoring correctly, that we are able to do that 72-hour window ourselves, and that we are not, going to be surprised by this information when it all comes to bear, and we've got to deal with these things. So, my recommendation, get your monitoring in order now. Don't wait on this. This is an opportunity to get things in place that you should have anyway. You should be monitoring for these kinds of breaches. You should be monitoring for security. You should be monitoring for uptime. You should be doing these things. So get them in line. I've got more coming. Absolutely. Subscribe. Little buttons up here. And that's it. My name is Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software.